Technology Day. Oh my god. Are y'all all able to see the map?
Yes.
Are we getting any echo or anything?
Let me try. It keeps on redirecting me to. Oh, there we go. We're past the setup. Yay.
Somebody's phone is making a terribly loud chime.
Not it.
Not it? Okay.
Although I'm going to have to fix that. All right.
That's all right. You're just a popular bird.
I am.
That's a nice problem to have, right?
Got alpacas behind me, cats in front of me.
Well, that's just too much recap to talk about. It'd take me an hour. You know?
We went to town. We made new friends. We're about to go to dinner.
Right. So we last left off. Had kind of had some encounters in the town, bought some items, got some nice, got a nice cloak, and then you met a particular person that you had met on the road. What was her name? Christina. And
Made new friends.
And she invited you over for dinner, and said she'd love to have y'all come over and join her and her family for dinner. You found out through the blacksmith, and I'm going to look it up real quick.
Brayton or something like that.
Yeah, Breckton. He informed you that actually they're one of the prominent 3 brewery families in the town. Have quite a few connections. He has actually dealt with them on the, as he put it, on the, down low, quietly, on certain items, and so they wouldn't be confiscated by the Empire for the war effort, because everybody needs money, right? Even though the Empire says they're going to pay you for it, sometimes it takes a little longer than some of the merchants would like. So anyway, you found out that maybe you could find some alternative means to get southward and avoid some of the Empire conflicts on the road. So, are we ready to start?
We are.
Okay.
Yep.
So you ask around and you find out that's kind of on the north side of town where the household is, and you make your way there. As you go to the side of town, and remember, Transvaal is not a huge town, but it is definitely a community where agriculture rules and some trade rules. And you find that the household here actually has quite a bit of activity in the front, people coming and going as you're approaching. There are some guards out front that seem like they're kind of here to kind of keep quiet. Maybe perhaps sometimes they have a few troubles. You're not sure exactly. But as you're walking your way up the pathway to the house, where the wagons and stuff go, you also see larger structures out behind the house, where some other types of you think deals with the actual brewery itself. Perhaps there are aging alcohol back there. You're just not sure exactly what. They make wines here for sure. So you, as you're approaching it, coming out of the front of the house, you see the lively Christina making her way towards you. And as she comes out, one of the 2 guards breaks free and kind of marches behind her as quick as he can while trying to look dignified. And she comes running up to y'all, and she goes, "Oh, my friends, you've made it. I'm so glad you did. I was worried you weren't going to come. I know it can be intimidating sometimes, coming to these houses and all the pomp and circumstance and that kind of stuff." She says to you. She reaches out and hugs Pandora and kind of pets her too, kind of like rubs the fur. And says, "You ready to come in? Come on, let's go." And she turns around and then takes a few steps forward, kind of looks back over her shoulder. You can tell she's kind of, maybe I wouldn't say insecure, but she's certainly not used to having friends over as much. You can tell there's something about that. Do y'all follow?
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. She smiles, and if you can imagine, she would almost like skipping into the house, but she refrains from it. It's like a kid who's wanting to just kind of frolic, but she knows better. And you walk into the house. When you come into the main entrance of the house, it's kind of like a dog trot, if you will. That's where house is built where they added on to the right and to the left of them, kind of built up and around. And in the center of the house is like a breezeway that blows through. And you do see some hounds kind of like back towards the back where a door leads out the back of the building. You see some hounds kind of laying down, and one of them barely lifts its head up, and it's kind of just kind of looks in y'all's direction and lays its head back down. It can't be bothered. And to the right and to the left, you see some doors lead up to other parts of the house. But she doesn't take you there. She takes you some stairs in the breezeway that kind of go up to the next level. And they kind of, there's the stair on each side. They kind of meet together in the middle, and there's an arched way above where you're going to see it leads off to other parts of the house as she heads up that way. You make your way up the stairs, and they're well worn. They've been here for a very long time. You can tell just by the groove in the steps as you make your way up. This house has had some time to get some character about it. You get to the second level, and she takes a left through a door, and it leads into the east wing of the house. And instead of having like a hallway here, it's open into a main room in this area. And it looks like it's a rather large study sitting area. There are some bookshelves here with some books on it, some chairs here and there, and some small tables in different corners of this room. And then you have another door across the room where you enter. And she just kind of walks through this room, and as you're kind of walking through it, you can see that it's well maintained. There's not any noticeable significant dust. The books, just from a cursory glance, they look fairly in a fairly good condition. You don't see anything that looks like it's not taking care of the possessions, if you will. The chairs and the tables are all of a nice, like mahogany type wood and mother of pearl inlaid engravings on them. The tables are small, little sitting tables, have marble tops, and they have where you can see like a little setting. So if you wanted something to drink or that, they have already set up for that. She's kind of meanders through this room. As you're leaving this room, coming in from behind y'all notice there's a short lady, human, probably barely 5 foot tall. She has a traditional servant's outfit on. She kind of nods in y'all's direction and kind of waits for y'all to exit the room. And you can tell she's got cleaning supplies with her to work on the room or some part of the house. She gives you the clearance to move on. The next room you move into is a rather large area. It has kind of, you go west to east in this room. There's a single table, probably could sit probably good 15 to 20 people. And on the other walls there are butler stands what they call them. Basically, they're tables where they buffet type tables where they put all the foods and stuff on.
Oh, like a credenza.
Thank you. I couldn't remember the word. She kind of moves into the room, and you realize you're not the only people here. You see a few other individuals at the table talking as y'all come walking in, and she goes. She kind of points to y'all, and she goes, "Hang on, once I pull up my notes."
Is that what she says?
Yes,
Is it?
That's what she says. Give me a second. Sorry, all the computer problems had me close all my stuff out. So she goes, "Oh, this is my father, Dedmon, Bumbach. I can't pronounce his damn name."
I step forward and offer my hand to shake.
And she goes,
Allie.
he kind of stands up, and let me show you what he kind of looks like. He has these, as he stands up, his hair kind of flows down his back. It's long and black. He's got very rigid structures about him. He's got a very long jaw that kind of comes down, and not emaciated, but very
Gaunt?
distinct. No, very distinct jaws and cheeks. it's these green eyes that just kind of look at you, and he immediately scans each of you, look at your equipment and your weapons. And he kind of raises one eyebrow, kind of like Spock, but not quite that prominent. And he's got this rose off to one side on his outfit, and his outfit's it's got kind of like an armored shoulder pads right here, kind of going across his armor, but they're highly stylized, made more of a leather-like. And then he's got very tight-fitting black shirt that comes around and poofs out around the wrist. I wouldn't say it's dandy-like, but it's definitely not as functional as many worker outfits would be. Thinking that he's a brewer, you can tell maybe he's not in the shop as much as he used to be. It doesn't have to be that way. And his collar kind of stands up high, and it's got a little silver filigree around the edge of metal, edges stamped into that, and a beautiful flowing cloak that kind of rolls around his back and puffs up around the front. And he kind of stands up, like I said, his hair flows out, and he goes, "Good evening. Please, make yourselves at home. My daughter spoke highly of you." And he goes, "Please, please have a seat." And he points off to the side, and you see, like, there's an armoire, and he goes, "Your equipment, if you'd like, not required. It's a place, traditionally you don't sit at the table with your arms and weapons." And then he
Go ahead and.
go ahead.
Oh, I go ahead and divest myself and put all my supplies in the armoire.
All right.
I do the same.
I follow suit.
As do I.
I just got my
Oh.
cloak.
So he's a little older than this picture, but that's about the best representation I can find.
He is very chiseled.
He's an older version of Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
His wife stands up, and if there's a nondescript person whose mousy kind of stands out of the way, it would be her. She's not very flamboyantly dressed. Matter of fact, it's barely above the servants. It's a simple white dress that kind of flows around her. She's got a little bit of a fur shoulder shawl on to keep the warmth in us a little bit. Her hair is pulled back really tight and a little bun. Wow, it's a sharp sound. And so she kind of just nods at y'all and smiles. And they're waiting for y'all to take your seats. And she and Christina makes her way over to the another chair and stands waiting. So Blix, you're gonna divest yourself of your equipment. Anybody else?
Yes.
Yes.
Pack.
What? Kat? What, Katie? Kazee?
All I do is set down my pack. Most of my stuff can be stored inside my cloak.
Okay.
Well, what was this guy's name?
Dimendan Bombach.
Bombach. Okay.
Yeah, I'll paste it in chat. Right? I'm having a hard time with his name.
I've already got it from last week. This is the guy that Breckton told us to find.
It is.
There it is. Dimmadon Bombach.
Yeah. And as you each make your way to the table and sit down, when you're all seated, or at the table to be seated, he nods, and then everybody kind of takes their seats. As soon as you take your seats, a side door to the kitchen pantry area opens up, like they were waiting for y'all to have your seat, and a flurry of servants come out bringing wine and various trays of little hors d'oeuvres and accoutrements like that. You begin setting them down in front of you. Some of them offer it up to unfold a napkin for you and put it in your lap, how far you want to be pampered. And in a matter of moments, there's diningware, silverware, and plates, all beautifully engraved and filigreed with golden symbols of the Empire and of the Trotson and their family emblem, which is a very stylized brewery representation of a bottle of wine with swirls and lines swirling around in and around about it, looping back upon itself. That's what's on the plate itself. And then the servants put down bowls in that, and they begin ladling in what looks like a very rich, brothy soup of some sort. They put that onto the plates, and the vapors from the steam kind of waft up. And he's unfolding his towel, his napkin, and kind of putting it down in his lap, and he kind of sits up straight, leans forward a little bit, and you can tell he's smelling the broth. And he goes, "So, my daughter, as I'm sure you're aware, was not really supposed to be out of the household. I do appreciate your assistance in keeping her safe on the roads."
It was our pleasure.
Very happy to help.
I lean over to Blix and I'm like, this looks fancy.
He kind of smells.
Yes,
Pandora.
He kind of smells.
Don't steal the shinies, Pandora. Don't steal the shinies.
Yeah, she had offered us for us to come and visit, and we decided that we would love to meet who she was talking about along our travels when we came from. What was the city we just came from? Sorry.
Allfield.
Allfield.
He kind of raises an eyebrow and he goes, "I understand. Oh, yes. Any of you opposed to a rich red wine? It's one of my family's specialties."
Ooh,
I would love
that
to have
sounds lovely.
I would love to try it.
And he kind of does with the hands, like, yes, yes, to the servants. And then several bottles get uncorked, and he kind of takes one of them and he looks at it and goes, this is about 10 years old. Should be pretty good. But anyway, I heard Allfield recently experienced some attacks.
Unfortunately, yes. We had left from there to go down this way because we're on an adventure. And yeah, we remember that there were some things that had happened there. They seemed to be recovering a little bit when we left, but otherwise, yes, it just seems to be some raids going on across the lands at this time.
He kind of takes some of the soup and he looks back at y'all and he goes, what exactly attacked? I heard it was a war band of some sort. Was it some group from the Kryn dynasty or such? And he takes some more sips of the soup and then follows it with a fairly big swig of the wine.
Actually, it's been a few different groups. I could not pinpoint it on one, unfortunately. So I would not exactly say it was the Kryn dynasty. I'm not very familiar with it. I'm not really from the Kryn dynasty.
What kind of creatures were they? I heard that it was Knoll, I believe.
Oh, we've ran across a few. I mean, there's been different creatures. It hasn't just been one. I mean, we've ran across humans. It's not been one that we could pinpoint anything on at this time.
Oh, that attacked Allfield.
It was Knowles that attacked Allfield.
Yes. They can actually get quite vicious, I hear.
Especially when they're hungry.
Did y'all deal with that menace yourselves, or?
No, they're after the fact.
And his wife, Ali, kind of speaks up, very kind of quiet voice. And she goes, "Have you ever been hurt by creatures? I mean, you obviously are sword bearers and warriors."
We've had our share of scrapes.
Yeah, we've ran into a few.
We're still alive though, mostly.
We've been blessed to have our party not dissipate in any member that we have so far.
I'm only 5% dead.
At this time.
Raph is dead once for me.
He's been dead. He's been almost dead.
Almost. He was only mostly dead.
He was
Exactly, mostly dead.
As you can see, our party is very jovial when they start drinking.
Well,
He's feeling much better now.
do drink up. When y'all do take sips of the wine, it's a very oaky, earthy red, and it's heavy on the tongue. And you're glad you have the broth to help clear your palate, if you will. And as you're drinking
I'd like to like kind of look around and see things and take a measure where he is, like status wise, and like the quality of food that he's serving us?
Sure. Give me a. What would that be? Here, I'm gonna take a look at your character real quick. Nick. I'm gonna have you do a couple of things. Give me a history check first. It's pretty easy, and you can make it public. Okay. You kind of have a general idea of what the upper class are. You haven't dealt with them a lot, but because of your military time, you've been into a few places and you were actually trained in proper manners so you wouldn't embarrass your superiors if you happened to be eating with them. Go ahead now.
I'm also the youngest son of a noble family,
Very true.
so I would have an idea of.
I keep forgetting your damn history. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yes, you do. Just from your own natural knowledge, you look around. He has obviously got some very nice possessions here. A lot of them are, gold or silver. Maybe it's kind of hard though to tell. You think there are some platinum pieces of items here and there on the shelves in the room for show?
I stick very close by Pandora and prepared to stop her if she reaches for anything.
You also notice all along the wall, I wonder if from the east, it'd be the north wall, the west, the east, south wall is where all the windows facing out are. You see on the north wall a series of plaques and trophies and things that his brewery has won. And like he's like several couple years they've won trophies on the finest wine of this type, the reds. But then there's like a couple of years where they skip and then have some more. So obviously there's some kind of competition going on between the different breweries here, or vineyards, if you will. It's kind of interesting, and those are pretty very well, nicely made. Some of the noble houses in the empire up in the where was it?
I'm specifically trying to tell, like, is he new money or old money, or if he's like putting on airs. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, this is from the age of the house. It looks like somebody's been in here for a while. So, while probably not new money, they're certainly not like old like you would expect from the from elves and things of that sort. But they have been here for a while.
Okay. He's definitely not putting on airs. This is something that he's accustomed to.
Absolutely, you can tell that. Make a perception check, Nick. Okay.
Just average.
Average. You catch from the corner just for a moment that he is obviously watching you look around. He's got like a small little kind of a curl of a grin. And then he kind of does that, and the staff, just a quick flick of the hand, staff comes up and begins removing the suits. And then he kind of puts the edges of his arm on him, but not his elbow, and he kind of leans forward a little bit and kind of steeples his hands together and kind of taps all four fingers together as his thumbs stay together. And he looks at all of you and he goes, "So where are you heading from here?"
I was hoping to go south and vacation at the beach for the winter.
Nicodramus, or
Nicodranus. Ah.
yeah.
We have a residence there that we go to. Oftentimes, when the winter gets a little unbearable, we'll head south. But this year, we're not quite able to go due to the border conflicts. We feel that we need to stay within the empire and keep an eye on our possessions, if you will.
Do you have a boat?
When we go there, we tend to rent or charter a boat while we're there if we wish to go out. There's no need for me to have the expense of keeping a staff on hand of a vessel I would only use a couple times a year.
Would
We're
you
looking to
mind?
get south as quickly as possible. Tonight, in fact, we were hoping to leave after dinner.
He raises an eyebrow a little bit, and he goes, "Oh, well, there are certainly options. Um, what brought you to Trotsenwald anyway?"
Just
Again, we were just traveling south, and we happened to be on the road with your daughter-in-law and your son. It was on our way.
Well, perhaps after dinner we can discuss options of getting southward. You would have to go to the Wayun gates. As I understand it right now, they're extremely well guarded.
Hmm, that's unfortunate.
Then another round of food is brought in, and these are canapes, like little bitty crackers, if you will, with minced meat or finely ground meat that's put on top of it.
Yummy.
It is it's some kind of, it looks like beef. It doesn't look cooked, but you can smell that it's smoked somehow or another, but it's still very raw looking. And he
if
kind of,
anybody
he picks
if
that
anybody
up.
wants theirs, I will take it.
Do what?
Mine.
And so you have a round of that, and he seems to say he's really stops talking at that moment, and just kind of listens to people talk. He kind of nods, or goes yes or no, because he's just savoring this particular appetizer food, if you will. And his daughter is extremely quiet, and she kind of goes, "I saw them use their weapons. It's incredible. I wish I could get out."
We are incredible. Thank you for noticing.
How could you not notice? I would wish I could get out and travel more. And she kind of looks at her father sideways, and he kind of looks at her, like the knowing, you can ask, but I'm not going to let you kind of look, as parents are wont to do at times, right?
Well, we were happy to.
What'd you say? You cut off.
I said we were happy to help.
She smiles, and he goes, "I think it's best that she stays here during these times. The countryside is not really safe right now, with all of the war efforts going on between the two nations."
It's really not safe on the roads right now. Goblins and so forth.
So you've noticed the warring between these two nations.
As many have, yes. It's a short time ago. The fields up near Felderwin tillage, were burned and attacked. And poor Felderwin, I hear, has been set ablaze and attacked by an army that came out of the ground from the Krim dynasty. Quite a bit of damage was done in the town. Y'all are aware.
We were actually there. We helped the Sarostra resolve that situation before more fields got burned.
So you truly have been helping the Empire. That is quite noble.
We are very noble. You're right.
I like to think of it more as helping the people.
The people have the needs, that is for sure. Then another round of food is brought in. This time, instead of a little tease of meat, this is a little pork chops, if you will, or chops. And he goes, "This is the black goat of the Ashkeeper Peaks." And he goes, "The meat is it's a very interesting taste to it, because it's very close, some say, to where these particular goats like to get up in the mountains, near the Verstglade. A dark history for that location, truly. But nonetheless, enjoy. You'll taste a certain gaminess and tanginess to it, and it's a very rare cut. Notice the blood as it bleeds out on your table. The natural juices. He doesn't use the word blood. The natural juices. They have a blackish tint to them, and that is from what they eat. It's a herb they particularly like well there in the mountains. Anyway, y'all begin eating it, and it very much tastes like.
Can you tell me what herb that would be?
I could. And he takes a mouthful of food. And he stops and goes, "It's called bloodroot."
Bloodroot.
But see, in that area, it grows. It takes on a blackened color, so it matches the surrounding areas better, and so it's harder for the goats to find it. It's a regional adaptation, if you will. In other areas, it can be a very vibrant red color, and I've heard all the way up north, up in the
My question is,
Great
before we
Wilds, it can be white up in the snow-filled mountains.
my question is, has there ever been any side effects from eating bloodroot, especially your goats?
Well, they're not my goats. These are hunted. They are wild.
And you guys were able to consume them without being poisoned by it?
The goat's body seems to process it quite well, as I understand it.
Okay.
But do enjoy, please. I forgot he has that more.
I gobble mine up.
You do, and it's really good. And there's several more rounds of food, and there's some sweets brought out. The sweets are kind of like the mochi, from Japan, if you will. Very similar to that. It's a bean curd that's sweet and covered with a rice paste kind of over it, and they're sweet, but they're not overpowering. And with that,
I give mine to Pandy because I know she loves them.
with that, he serves a sherry that is just exquisite. And then finally, after all that's done, he says, "Shall we retire to a study?" And he points to the door y'all came through.
I was told by your daughter-in-law that you might have some mead.
It's rude, if you will, to discuss such things at dinner. And he kind of looks down at his wife and his daughter.
Fine.
He goes,
No,
"My ladies, if you don't mind, we'll retire to the other room."
I follow him to the study.
His wife and his daughter kind of curtsy and thank you so much for joining us. And they both leave in the other direction, not coming with y'all.
I grab Brad and then skip over steady.
You're breaking up, Chris.
Wow.
Anyway, so y'all retreat into the study, and he's already found like a comfortable area next to the hearth, and it's been stoked and more wood's been brought in, and it's now generating a considerable amount of heat for the room and warms you up. And the alcohol you've had already kind of warms you up internally. And he opens up one of the cabinets that were in here, and there's just a plethora of various liquors and things that you could imbibe if you do wish to. And he says, "Be my guest," but he doesn't take anything. He sits down in a chair, kind of waits for you all to settle in at the various locations in the study.
I match him without drinking and sit down in a chair near him.
All right. Once you all find yourselves drinking or not drinking, kind of in the area, all the chairs and tables now you realize are actually purposely designed to kind of face where he's sitting right next to the fireplace. And that's what you see off to the right-hand side of the fireplace, or the hearth, kind of back in the corner. You didn't really notice. There's like a little bit of an alcove there, and there is a guard, not moving, very quiet. You don't even notice the first time you came through here. Just right behind you. Crosses his legs, clears his throat. Goes, "I know there's a price on your head. What did you do to get such a powerful foe?"
I speak up and say, at this time, I am not aware of that.
Nick, you want to handle this one?
We definitely had some issues. Right now, we're just trying to take care of our own business.
Well, Lady Vess is not someone you wish you should have angry at.
Beginning to understand that.
He goes, "You can speak freely here. This room is warded, if you will." Kate, that kind of signals you that obviously this room has been proofed against scrying of some sort.
Excellent.
What about that guy? And gesture over to the guard in the shadows.
He is here for my own protection and my household.
So anything that's said in this room stays between you, I, and them two, you and him.
Yes. It's Kazidi, right?
It is. I would like to know where your fealty lies at this point. Where, again, I am not from this side of the world, and I just happened to be with these followers when the fires broke out in Bedouin. And so we all helped in the efforts to try to quell that, because a lot of farmers are losing their land. And I'm not okay with that when, it's devastating to them. They lose their livelihood, and it would make them where they would be paupers and no money and no food, and they had families to sustain. So I went and helped these people that I now travel with to help them out. And we've seen things happen from both sides that we were kind of a little shaken about. And so we're at this point, we're needing to get south quickly, but we want to make sure that our travels are going to be safe to get there.
Well, I can tell you, with the price on your head, you're not going to be going through the pass to the south here.
Can we go east from here? Up the river?
You have the Otzlock Lake that has a path that leads into the mountains. It's a dangerous route to go.
We like danger.
But if it's dangerous, then...
We face danger. I wouldn't say all of us like danger.
Okay, some of us like danger.
As the goblin puts it.
I mean, she's not wrong. But which do you think, sir, is the least dangerous path for us right now?
He's kind of like looking over y'all, and
I try to look charming.
because my allegiances are to the Empire, and that he lets that hang.
Ours is to the people.
Ours is to people like you from losing your lands. Like I said, it was from both sides. So our loyalty is really to the people who need to be able to have a sustainable life.
Well,
We're committed towards trying to help end this war quickly.
That too.
I can get behind that.
well, the war has impacted our ability to sell our wares, and I'm loyal to the Empire because it provides a steady, secure environment for business to flourish. All types of business.
I also noticed that you're aware of the price on our head. However, we're still sitting here talking to you. So is it curiosity?
Or are people coming?
Well, he said he's open to all types of business.
I would invite somebody here to try to drag you back into the custody of Lady Vess.
I don't think personally. I get good vibes from you.
He kind of smiles and goes, well, thank you, Pandora. I don't often get to see Tabaxicans. Most of them are to the east. I've had a few dealings with them from the Kryn dynasty, but very few. Because there is a pass through the mountains, the Ashkeeper Peaks. We have used it in the past when we had to move merchandise. To say that we also have some interest in municipal wine, liquors, that the Empire doesn't allow because of its tax.
Really? Tell us more.
Enough of that. But there is a route through the mountains.
Would it be possible for us to get a guide? Or perhaps we could escort one of your shipments if you have one leaving?
Funny that you mentioned that. I do have one leaving very soon.
So you would need sword assistance to make sure it makes through the pass?
Well, there is a pilgrimage, yearly pilgrimage that is made into the mountains to a monastery far up in the mountain.
Well, we like monasteries.
I've heard. He smiles.
Yes, we've done monasteries a couple times now.
Indeed, we have.
Well, this monastery is supported by my family and a few others. It's a waypoint for our trade. This would be kind of quiet. The pilgrims would be fairly safe on the route, but I want to make sure our supplies and wagons make it through to the abbey, and there further south. I have guards at the abbey already who will pick up the goods and move them further southward towards the southern coast, eventually to Necropolis itself.
So what do you propose?
You can get into the mountains past the Weyun gates. You can either help escort the rest of the supplies southward past the abbey and into the Weyun Gorge to the south. It can be dangerous. And with the conflicts right now with the Kryn Dynasty, we have lost numerous shipments through the mountains. To me, it's well worth having you accompany the supplies. I'm willing to pay you for your services. Of course, you understand, I never spoke with you, talked with you, or such.
Of course.
I don't even know who you are.
Say this.
Because
If we go
I
on
think
the
for your
journey,
troubles, 2,000 gold would be well worth your time.
Yes.
I think that sounds very worthwhile.
Yes, indeed, please.
Well, you need to hang low and stay out of the way for a couple more days before all the supplies are ready to go. 2 days hence, they'll be departing. Just be aware there are those in town who know you are here and are looking for you.
Do you have a suggestion of a safe place for us to hide out?
In the warehouse district, no, by the docks. There's a couple of places there. He kind of pulls out a little pad and writes some words on it, folds it up and hands it to Nick, who's right next to him. He goes, that's a place. Seek it out. Wear your cowls. Cover yourselves. Do you have any protection against scrying and location magics?
We do not.
What about pass without a trace?
I have passed without a trace, and
But does it work against scrying?
It doesn't.
Okay.
no, not like that. No.
And it's
Okay.
usually more just like a 10-minute type thing.
Yeah.
Well, it lasts an hour, but yeah.
Mr. Bombach, can I ask you, are there many goblins in town?
Everybody give me a perception check. Make it blind to the DM.
Okay.
All of us, or just
All of you.
Everybody.
okay?
Ah!
Give me 1 second.
One Mississippi.
All right.
Do you Mississippi?
Or Mississippi?
All right, assholes.
We can let that 5-year-old count. He's good at it. We won't get past
Awesome.
I can count to 5.
He can count to
I
20.
can count this many.
I was making a reference to a song.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'll give Hexa all she needs.
Ditto.
Look at her curly, cute, little curly. I mean, seriously, doesn't it look like Shirley Temple's little curly locks? So cute.
Only Goth Shirley Temple.
Yeah, Goth Shirley Temple.
Yes.
There you go.
So cute.
But I gotta
Okay,
say,
so
the badass
open up
earrings kind of
Facebook
pull it back.
Messenger. I'm gonna text message the ones who succeeded. So we have
Come on, message.
come on. Technology today. Alright. And who else here? No. Okay. And okay.
Why hasn't he texted? So my pony's been texting me for the last couple of days, so it's been kind of funny. He's like, I'm tired of texting, so he calls. Only person I'll spend on the phone with for like an hour and a half, besides my niece. Yeah, he's not a texter. He loves to call. And he's younger than us. Maybe not Pandy.
I was like, you say us, and I'm the baby.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's in his 30s.
Okay, so I sent the message to you. Please check your chat.
I'm gonna say Ross really young and make him the baby too.
Oh, hello, cat. Apparently, the bomb box have pets that like goblins.
Mmm. Oh, little Nim Nim.
Hi.
Okay, so he stands up and says, so for now, send you the paper I gave you, Nick, and perhaps that will help you keep a low profile. But without necessary protections, it's going to be hard. She's very, very powerful. Just depends if she's distracted with other business right now.
The reason, sir, that I asked about goblins in town is because I was concerned about how much a goblin and a tabaxi will stand out more so than other folks.
Well, there are no other tabaxi in this town, so you will be an oddity. I'm sorry, Pandora. And Nick,
Will I be an oddity?
Cover yourself really well, and no one will probably notice you.
Will I be an oddity?
I thought the others could all more or less pass for human.
Are you as pale as your portrait?
No, it's like a light brown, but it's actually the color like one color brown because I'm an Earth Cassini, so I look a little different than everybody else. I have like a shimmer to me.
Well,
But I'm also in a cloak. That's why I haven't taken my cloak off.
this is what you have as your profile.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit darker when I originally had it. This is a different photo. I couldn't find the original one because I had to reset my hard drive.
We'll see if we can find you a more appropriate profile image.
Yeah, she's a little bit darker than that, more brown.
Okay.
But it's like a flat, shiny brown. So it's really weird. Like there's no like texture color changes.
Like an olive color?
No, it's brown.
Brown. With like you have a sheen, like you oil your skin?
Yeah, it looks like a sheen of like brown all over my skin. Yeah.
Okay. He goes, keep your cowl though. I suppose people won't notice you, but 7 feet tall tabaxis are hard to avoid. And not.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I suppose if I keep my cowl up, y'all can just pretend I'm your kid.
Maybe Blix.
He stands up and he goes, I don't mean to be rude, but I do have other business to tend to. He goes, my daughter will probably wish to speak to you before you leave. Give me a moment and I will fetch her.
And I have to keep
That'd
you
be great.
since I know you have a lot of important business. But I was wondering if you happen to have anything from Brian,
You're breaking up terrible.
I can't understand you. Every other word's like fading out.
Say again.
If there's anything that he would have that could help us, that we maybe can buy.
Do you have anything that you might help us that we could maybe buy
To avoid detection.
to avoid detection?
Or borrow.
He goes, no, I do not. I will ask around with my associates.
Very much appreciated.
Or anywhere we could buy disguise kits.
that's not going to help.
Not for you,
Yeah.
but I'm thinking for Nick.
He goes,
I actually have a disguise kit that can help Nick.
oh, there you go.
I have a spell for me. So, okay,
You
that's good.
Certainly set someone off who knows what you look like and is looking for you, because most magic
No, I don't.
get you into the area, but you still have to find the people.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
If I find something, I will send a person to the end with a message
Um,
from me.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Before we
It
leave,
occurs
I'd like
to
to,
me that I do have a spell. I don't currently have it prepared, but I do have a spell.
We can talk about that back at the end. We don't want to take up Bombbox time, right?
Okay.
Well, he's already gotten up and excused himself.
Okay.
So you're kind of in the room by yourself right now, waiting
You
for
already
him
left?
to bring his daughter.
Oh, well, in that case, carry on. Raph, what were you saying?
I do have a spell that it requires a pinch of magic dust per person, but it does protect us from detection, divination magic for 8 hours. Let's
Let's go find some magic dust.
You mean diamond dust?
We need like
Whatever.
per person.
It's 25 gold per person worth of diamond dust, but yeah.
And that's just for 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Worth it. We got to lose this lady.
Yeah, it'd be 150 gold per person then in our party.
And that would be for 8 hours times what?
3 times a day.
3 times a day times 3 for 3 days.
Thought it was 2.
Okay, 2.
Alright, so 1 second.
Times 2 equals, that'd be 750 gold.
You know what we could do? They already know we're here. We could head off in one direction for, say, an hour and let them think we're headed in that direction. Then we cast that so that we're hidden, and then we change direction to whichever way we're actually going. We don't have to keep it going full time for 2 days. We just have to throw them off the scent often enough that they can't catch up to us.
This is a fair point.
And which spell is this again?
It's actually called non-detection.
Okay. Well, we can also do
Forward?
pass. We can also try to do pass without a trace. If we get any close to them, I can set it instantly. That lasts an hour. We just have to stay really close to each other, within 30 feet.
That doesn't work against scrying.
Yeah, that's true. My bad.
So since we're going to be in town a couple of days, I'm going to swing back by Brechton's and have him go ahead and do my rapier, because I really like the design he was beginning to etch on it.
I think I'm going to swing back by the cloak maker and see if somehow can imbue the cloak that I have.
and a half. See if you can locate a source for the diamond dust.
Okay.
I believe we could have got the diamond dust at the same person that I got my supplies before.
I think we would be told to buy diamonds and then we crunch it into diamond dust ourselves. So
But we would have to find someone who does jewels. Okay, got it.
I mean, crunching a diamond into diamond dust is, well.
What was that, Pandora?
I would like to hunker down at the inn with Nick and stay hidden. Maybe that way.
Wait.
It was the Jeff Goldblum session, wasn't it?
Link while I was in my Were Tiger form.
All right. So, yeah, and it's a few moments. Christina walks in, and she's changed now into more of a less formal outfit and more, it's like be hanging out. If you will. It's very simple white and brown. She has a white shirt with brown trousers, skirt on, and some medium-sized boots underneath that. And she looks got her hair tied up behind her. She walks in and she says, "I am so glad you came by and joined me. I wish you well in your adventures, that you're safe, and I wish I could join you one day." But
I go over and give her a hug.
Maybe one day you can travel with us when all of this is not as chaotic.
perhaps. She goes, "Do be safe on the roads." And y'all exchange a few moments of pleasantry as she talks to you. But after just a few moments, it seems like she's been told to escort y'all out. So after just a few moments, she begins making her way to the stairs and down the stairs with y'all.
Has her father left completely?
Her father's not present. No.
Okay. I want to ask her if if her family does any business in Zemi Fields.
No, I'm gonna thank you though. She goes, well, we ship our wines and wares. Why is that not moving?
To that area?
We all over the empire. It's the wines of Trotzenwald and the brews of Trotzenwald are in high demand and are rare. Yes, we do. Is there something you need sent northward?
Yes. Actually, if you could ask your father, I take a letter from inside my coat pocket and I give it to her and ask her if she can pass it on to her father. Have it sent to the High Heel family.
Post that in chat if you don't mind.
I tell her it's just a letter to my mother.
Don't forget, we need to go get our supplies from that armoire. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I assumed we got those on the way out the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
How tall am I? I'm going to be impersonating a kid for the next couple of weeks or days, next couple of days.
You're 3 feet tall, so you're anywhere in the 4-year-old to 10-year-old range.
I'm this many.
It is the place that Raphael and Blick's going to is the same place, correct?
That was Nick. I didn't say I was going anywhere.
Oh no, oh you don't need to go anywhere. Oh no, we were gonna go find the diamonds.
Yes.
Okay. Blix said she wanted to stop by to get her axe finished.
Rapier, but close enough.
Rapier. Okay.
We have diamonds that we can crush for diamond dust.
Okay.
Right.
Great.
Right. But if Pandy and Nyx are going to stay at the inn while we do this, one of us is going to definitely have to be with Blix to claim that Blix is a 5-year-old child.
I could be 10.
1 second.
The whole idea is, do we all three want to go together to the different things, like drop off our axe and then go look for the diamonds to go get the diamond dust and then bring it back? Because where she
Again, I don't carry an axe,
And we have the
right here.
and we already have diamonds.
Oh,
You
we
just need to
do.
crush them. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it. We can find out where you're doing your rapier, whether or not they're going to be able to crush it. We could ask.
crush them. We don't need someone else to crush them.
Actually, as a wizard, you have a pestle mortar in all of your kits and stuff. Crushing
Yeah.
would not be
We
something
just
that you
go to the
would
inn.
not know how to do.
I think you're overthinking it, Becky.
Yeah.
You're making it harder.
I have what?
A mortar and
Mortar
pestle?
pestle.
Oh yeah, I can. Never mind. I'm thinking diamonds would not be crushed by a mortar and pestle, though. In real
Depends on the
life,
mortar and pestle.
Yes, actually, it can be. It's they're
Yeah.
hard.
It takes effort, but you can do it.
But
Oh, I'm not doing it.
When you use the metal pestle, it hits all the angles and will shatter them really easy. Actually, they're hard, but
Yeah.
not what you expect.
I'll probably hand that over to Pandy. Let her do that.
I think we can take turns since we're all going to be using it.
Yep.
That's fine. Just don't break it.
I'll contribute.
Can we take a quick break, please?
Yeah, one of the tools I'm using must be having internet problems because nothing's coming up now. So this is yay.
Short break.
So anyway, let's take a 5-minute break.
All right.
Thank you.
Becky.
There's Becky.
Becky. Okay, let's go down in order of things. Raphael, what were you doing?
I'm helping grind diamond dust.
Back at the inn, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you make oh, where did I put that note?
We're going to the inn. That's what we're at.
I know, guys. I'm sorry. I should have gone to hell here. Okay. Hello. So the inn, on the piece of paper, the inn was called the Restful. Hello?
Yes.
And, the innkeeper is a human male by the name of Rainey, R-Y-A-N-N-Y, O'Reilly. You make your way in. It's a two-story building, about half-timbered walls with a white tile roof. It's nice. It's nothing like spectacular. The clientele is mostly dock hands, or I wouldn't say townsfolk who work the dock per se. It's people who have businesses on the docks, or people who have skiffs and boats on the docks. Perhaps one or two better or more wealthy fish farmers, if you will. So, what do y'all do when y'all walk in? It's got a you can smell hanging in the air the smell of the river out the entrance of the place, because you had to kind of walk down by the docks. As you walk in, of course, the proprietor, a middle-aged man, quite fit actually. He doesn't tend to have that belly that most of the innkeepers that you've met over the years, and he's currently helping his staff clean tables, put chairs back in place, and bust plates and stuff back into the back area. And he goes, "Oh, please have a seat, and I'll help you out." You don't recognize his accent. This is like an accent you've heard in this area before. And he just points to any of the tables. "Oh, any table you like." And then they kind of scurry off with the dirty plates, and then one of the barmaids kind of comes out and she goes, please," and she kind of makes sure your chairs are clean as y'all are led to the table. And who's all here? Is Raphael and Nora?
I think all of us, because it's probably late at night.
Yeah, it should be all of us.
If it's not too late at night for me to go ahead and take my rapier back to Brecton, I would like to do that.
You're doing
Yeah.
that? So you're making your way through the town?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Stealthily.
Okay. You're making your way back, and we'll get to you in a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, what can we help you with? Or will you be staying with us tonight? We have a couple rooms left.
Yes.
Please.
How many rooms?
Yeah.
We have a total of
We
3.
have 3 rooms.
They sleep 2 comfortably. You could get more in them. But there's simple mattresses and frames. You do have a chest and an armoire in each room for you, and a place for you to put your clothing in if you're planning to stay for a longer period of time. How many days will you be staying?
I think 2 rooms for 2 days.
Yeah.
2 evenings, tonight and tomorrow night.
That's 4 silver a night.
So that'd be a total of 16.
Yeah.
2 rooms, 2 nights.
She
Okay.
takes the the silver, and she goes, "I'll be back in a moment with the keys for your room. Do you wish for any food?" It's getting kind of late, so we're already kind of cleaning up the kitchen stuff. But we do have some simple cheese and meat plates if you like, and we also have marinated and fish. And,
Thank you, but I think we're good.
We do have fish in a nice aspic sauce if you like. Preserved fish, basically.
When was the last time we ate? It was like how long
Now?
ago?
Less
Yes.
less
We
than an
just
hour ago.
ate.
Yeah, we should be fine. Oh no, we're good for the evening, but thank you.
Perhaps the nightcaps. The owner says as he walks up, and he goes. I overheard they were buying rooms, my dear. He takes the money and hands the keys to you. The keys are overly large, classic, skeleton type keys. They're large. They're obnoxiously polished brass. A big metal disc on the end of them with the emblem of his inn on them. It'd be really hard to pocket these. And he puts those on the table, and they literally like clunk clunk. They're quite heavy. There's perhaps a nightcap before you head up to sleep. He knows his daughter or whoever this young lady was. Perhaps you do see a resemblance here, though. The slight pug nose that he has, she kind of has also. She's closing the shutters outside. Kind of closing the building up for the night, help keep the cold out. Some of the patrons are already making their way up to the second floor. He seems to wait for
I think we're good.
Okay. Well, good night, folks. If you need anything, we'll be down here for several more hours.
Oh, thank you.
And he goes about and grabs a dustpan and a broom and begins kind of sweeping and cleaning the place up. And his daughter comes back in and closes the front door. You notice she turned a lantern off on the front where it says rooms available. She shuts the door, and they begin cleaning up the establishment, getting it nice and clean. This is a
We should
working
head up to the
crowd,
room.
so they're not up late at night during the week, at least, partying and stuff. So, back to y'all. So you're at the table. What do y'all wish to do while you're at the table?
I think we should head off to the room.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, make your way up the stairs, and your rooms are both the first rooms on the right and left-hand side. The stairs come up. There's two rooms on the right and left-hand side where the stairs are.
So we have Blix's dropped off her rapier to be done, right?
Blix is
Yeah,
gone to get her rapier dropped off. She's not here right now.
Okay.
So she didn't need anybody to go with her. That's fine. Okay, we're just gonna sit here and basically just grind this diamond into diamond dust at this point.
Okay.
Oh.
You'll begin working on that. Take about 15, 20 minutes to get that done. As that's occurring, Blix, you quickly make your way across town. The temperature drops pretty quick, but you are close to the southern border, but the mountains here kind of prevent the nice warm weather from the coast to make it this way. It's not as bad as it could. The mountains to the west and the east, though, tend to cause this area to have more turbulent weather as the winds and create these micro environments here. Off to the west is the forest. The Carrigan Forest, I think. Sirigan Forest. I forgot the pronunciation that Matt used. Right next to the Cirrus Mountains to the west. Of course, you are going to be headed to the east, the Ashkeeper Mountains, or peaks, if you will. This evening, as you're making your way back to where your friend's establishment is, Victon's, it's chilly. You're pulling your cloak up, trying to stay hidden as you move through the streets. Give me a perception check, if you don't mind.
For you, anything.
Ooh, all right. So yeah, you leave. You part with your friends as they're going towards dark to the docks. You make your way to where the northern area where all the industry was, or it's closer to the docks actually. And as you're making your way to Brechton's, you just naturally had it kind of look out. As you round a corner, you look off to your right, and you see a shadow kind of step back out of view and hide against the building, like they didn't want to be spotted as you're going around the corner.
I saw what?
They rolled a 1, critical fail. You saw, it was like somebody's tailing you.
So I spotted them tailing me. Can I shake them in a dark alley, duck out of the way when they're maybe not paying attention, and
Okay.
give them a slip?
So it's going to be a skill challenge, if you will. How do you plan to shake them?
Stealth,
So you're going to use stealth.
stealthily. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a give me a stealth. Now, there's things you can do to increase your chance. Instead of just a straight stealth roll, you can give a better description, and that will affect the difficulty number. There's a buildings all about you. It's getting dark. People are emptying the streets out. There are alleyways here and there.
So what I'm trying to do is, if there are any people scurrying home about this time, I'm going to use them as cover. Find a dark alley, a shadowy alley. I'm going to slip in, use the shadows to kind of disguise my progress, and then I'm going to, take a quick left and then a quick right, and then I'm going to duck down another alley, keeping my head down and sticking to the shadows and being very quiet as I go, and making use of like the buildings and the people around to kind of duck behind and blend in with.
Okay. So
Be very Mission Impossible.
Give me a deception check real quick. And now go ahead and give me a stealth check. Okay. Yeah, a quick series of movements. You actually managed to cut through somebody's business and come out a side entrance on the back, and you successfully, you think, have shaken your tail.
Right on. I continue keeping an eye out behind me and around me to make sure I'm not still being followed. And I'm going to make my way to Brechton's in the most direct way I can without exposing myself.
Okay. In quick order, you make your way to Brechton's. Now, the sun, this time of the year is already gone behind the mountains. And the two moons are beginning to rise off in the distance. You don't see any lights on at Brechton's as you approach it. It looks dark.
I go ahead and tap quietly at the door just in case.
Can I tap you here? Close for the night. Come back tomorrow. And you hear things being moved around and shuffle like somebody's putting stuff up.
Brechton, it's me, Blix. Please let me in.
You hear a shuffling, and the door, you hear a heavy latch and a sliding of a bolt, and he kind of cracks the door open. And he kind of looks out over you for a second, then looks down. Blix, I didn't think I'd be seeing you anytime soon.
Change of plans. Can I come in for just a sec?
Sure. He slides the door back, steps aside. See himself and a couple of the helpers picking up and cleaning things, and he slides the door shut. Doesn't lock it, just slides it shut. Crosses his arms and goes, what can I help you with? You changed your mind on your rapier?
I did. It turns out I'm going to be in town for about 2 days, and I was hoping you could still do the work.
Glorious. Absolutely. I'd gladly help you with this.
Oh, so grateful. I hand it over.
Good. Are you going to be weaponless while you giving this to me?
Well, I do have my bow and a couple of daggers, but yeah, basically weaponless. But we're in town. I mean,
I have a rapier is not even as good quality as this one, but it'll suffice. And he pulls a rapier down from his supplies, and he kind of quickly flips it around, hands the pommel to you. And it's very simple.
I take it.
It is like foot soldier, simple kind of weapon.
I take it, I give it a couple of quick flicks, and then I stick it in my scabbard.
All right. And it goes, I'll see you in a couple days.
Thank you so much, Brechton. I'm going to slip on out of here. If anyone comes by, don't tell anyone you saw me.
He raises an eyebrow. Oh, yes, and how'd your dinner go tonight?
It was very tasty, and I think most successful. So I appreciate the tip.
Excellent. I hope you're participating in the escort duty because we have equipment being transported.
That's precisely what we're doing. He asked us to be ready to go in a couple of days, which is how I have time now to come back and work with you.
Maybe perhaps I'll do a little extra on your weapon for you. And he slides the door open. Have a good evening, Blix.
Thank you, Brickton. I slip out and I look both ways carefully, trying to make sure I'm not being observed.
You hear the door being latched behind you. Yeah, you kind of glance around, and that's when you see movement along the top of a roof, heading your direction, and they literally leap an incredible distance across the building. There's only one other person you've seen jump like this before, and she's in your group. It jumps, lands on another roof on the side, and then kind
Do
of...
I think it might be the tabaxi we saw earlier, the gray one?
Well, based on your perception check, let me look up a racial trait of tabaxi real quick, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you saw them leap across the building, and a telltale tail whipped in the air as they went across, and kind of did that cat thing where it kind of spins a little bit to stabilize them when they land. So that's what it did when it jumped from one roof to the other across the alleyway.
Do I see a path of escape available to me? Something in the other direction and well hidden?
You could try.
That's what I'm aiming for. I want to head towards the inn, but I'm going to zigzag through town a bit, take a little bit of a circuitous route rather than lead him right back to the inn. I don't want to go back to the inn until I'm certain I'm not being followed.
I need 3 deception and 3 stealth checks from you, please.
There you go.
So let's see what we have here.
Not right now, Nimrod. I'm being sneaky. Not right now. There's my gray tabaxi trying to stalk me.
I think I need one more deception roll from you. I should have typed some text so I could break the rolls apart really well. Okay. Alright. Yeah, so you begin hustling in between the buildings, under the awnings, cutting through places you can. Some people are like, hey, we're closed as you go through. For several minutes, that shape just kind of follows you along the roof line. And you're ducking and weaving, trying to avoid it. And after a few moments, you cut through some buildings, and then you kind of scuttle under a wagon that slowly makes its way down the street, and you kind of hide and walk underneath it, avoiding the occasional droppings from the oxen pulling it. And then you suddenly dart out to another side alleyway, making your way towards the end. And you haven't spotted anything following you at this point. It seems like perhaps you've lost the tail again.
All right, I beeline for the inn.
Okay.
In a stealthy way.
Right.
I just want to get there as quickly as possible now.
I got it. Back at the inn, you're just all finishing up grinding the diamond dust. Took longer than expected. And then you hear a small knock on the door, and you hear Blix's voice.
Let me in. Please? No.
You go over to the door and whisper, "What's the password?"
Fuck you, Bandy, open the door.
That's the password. Let her in.
Alright. You all see Blix coming in. She's kind of worked up a sweat, even though it's cold outside, and looks a bit frazzled.
Are you okay?
That tabaxi that we were trying to follow earlier was following me. I had to lose him before I could head back here.
All right.
He's
Well, now that we're all
very
back together,
nimble.
we should probably get out of here. Head over to the warehouses. We'll leave the keys here, but we definitely shouldn't stay here.
Isn't this the place that he told us to stay?
Yes,
Yeah.
I take out a little note that he gave me that details like where it's at and everything.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, let's do that, please.
Well, this is the place.
That's what I thought, that this was the place he told us to go.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought he told us to go to the warehouse.
No, it's-
To the inn in the warehouse district.
We're in the warehouse district at this inn. And you're sure that you lost him?
I am very sure.
Hey, Raph, go ahead and do that that defense thingy that we crushed up the diamonds for.
Sure.
So you spend the time to cast.
Set it
spells.
and forget it.
What?
So what? Drop the spell into the chat for us, please, Raphael, or whoever's casting the spell.
I am.
You're Raph.
I think you can right-click it and have it appear.
Actually, let me see if it's in here before I go pull it up. Let's see.
Super name.
What's the spell called?
Non-detection info there.
There it is.
So, how many castings do you have of this, and what level is this spell?
It's a third level spell.
It lasts 8 hours, one action. Target, pinch over the target, so it's one person per casting. It looks like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Or we can cast it on an object.
It said place no larger than 10 feet in any dimension. How big is the room?
It's about that size, about 10 by 10 area.
So we could just cast it on both rooms.
She has a point.
I would save us some of the gold dust for a little while, assuming that we don't have to go do anything. Although if we did, we could,
Just cast it on the room for now, I think.
Yeah. Treat it like it's a pandemic. We're saying the fuck here.
Right?
All right, Raphael. In both rooms or one room?
Both rooms.
All right. So yes, you reach out that wound to give you this power. You throw the diamond dust across the room. Go through the ritual process of casting this. And you see like a shimmer and a ripple, kind of like in the Matrix when there was like something wrong with the Matrix itself. Kind of the walls kind of weave a little bit and shimmer about you, like reality around you bends just for a moment, then it snaps back to normal.
Awesome.
Repeat that process in the other room. All right, y'all take an 8-hour rest or what?
God, yes.
Here we go.
All right. Are y'all doing watches or are you just resting?
I'll take first watch.
I'll do second.
I'll take third.
I'll take fourth.
All right, so each room has 2 watches basically.
Oh, two?
Because you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 5 people technically, so you could have a little extra there. But the rooms are warded. The hallway is not.
Mm-hmm.
I suggest we just sit up next to the door and keep our ears open, but stay inside the room.
Yeah, I agree.
So each room's gonna have a watch, or you're gonna do like one person for both rooms and just have that person stay by with one door. What's the logistics here? It's all about the logistics.
I am going to sit inside the door of room number 2,
All right.
listening at the hallway.
So room number 1, who's in that room?
I'm in the room with Blix.
So Blix, number 2, Pandora is number 2. Who's in room number 1?
The fighters should be split up.
Okay.
Yeah, so that would put Nick in room number 1, right?
All right. Who's with Nick?
I'll be with Nick.
Should we have an extra fighter with Nick since he's the target?
Well, we're all the target. It's not just Nick.
So Z, you're last. Which one are you staying in? Room number 2.
Just in case for spell casting, I'm gonna stay with the ladies because Roth's in the other
Good
room.
call. Yarp.
I can do close quarter stuff, so if I need to, they've got swords on the other side, but if the ladies can't get to it in time, I can cast.
So
'Cause
Blix, you're person 1 on first
We've got
watch?
Yes, I am.
Who's on second watch of room number 2?
Me.
Pandora? Okay. Are you going to put this in 3 watches or just 2?
3 watches would be better. Are you available, Zeddy?
Yeah, I'll do the last watch.
Okay. Nick, Raphael, who does the first watch in y'all's room?
I'll do the first watch.
All right. Then I guess Raphael will do the second watch.
Yep.
All right. So I need first watch folks. Go ahead and give me a perception check. Make those private. All right. Yeah, the first 3 hours first few hours pass uneventfully quiet. You hear some footsteps occasionally come and go as patrons are making their way into the rooms or going downstairs to get something. You hear Ryan, you think, the owner, move through and knock on a couple of doors. Goes, "Here you go, sir. Here are the towels you asked for. And here's the linen, fresh linen for the bed. How's your stay been so far? You got about 5 days going." He goes, "Yeah, I do." You hear a voice say, "I do have a few days left. Not too much longer. Perhaps I'll be leaving in just a couple more days. It just depends." "Well, I understand, sir. Anything else you need, just let me know. Because I am paid up for at least 5, aren't I?" "Yeah, good. I expect just a few more days." "Very good. You hear him move down to another door, open the door up. Similar conversation goes on, but it's a squeaky, mousy voice of some high-pitched. At first you think it's a lady, but it's not. It's a kid. And that's the first watch. Raphael and Pandora, can I get your attention? By this time, it grows quiet in the inn. You hear the subtle creaks of the building as the heat begins to dissipate in the evening, as the main tap room cools off as they're not really stoking the fire below. By the way, each of your room does have a small hearth in it. You can put some wood in and kind of keep your coal wood combo warm. It manages to keep the heat up, but obviously this far south, their cold nights are not their primary concern. So there's a slight chill, but it's nothing uncomfortable. But yeah, y'all's watch passes very calmly. Cat, I get a perception check to make sure it's in private view. Alright, Cat. Your watch glides by no problems. And in short order, you know the sun will be coming up shortly in your own eccentric inner clock. And you go about waking your friends up.
All right, we might as well get some breakfast. Do we want to have are we going to go down for breakfast, or do you guys want to stay up here? How do you guys want to do this? Do you want to just stay in the building for the day?
You
Stay
want
there.
We should definitely do
We need to
this.
stay in our rooms. Otherwise,
Right now, everybody's asleep. Are you going to wake them up and ask questions, or are you just going to start talking in your room?
Oh no! I woke up the ladies first. I didn't wake up the guys. Well, the guys shouldn't. They had 2 watches, so that should be Ruff, who's already awake. So
Right.
yeah.
I'm in my room waking the ladies up and saying, hey, would you guys like to grab something to eat? Do you want it in the room or do you want to go down to the inn?
I am not leaving the room until I absolutely have to. So I'm just going to go ahead and eat something here. And if that has to be something out of my pack, that's fine.
We all need to stay the fuck in the room.
Okay, then let's go ahead and eat what we have in here. And then I quickly kind of peek out the door, check to see if anybody's there, because it was uneventful. And I quietly knock on the boys' room. Hey, we're going to stay in the room and eat what we have. We're suggesting you do the same. And that's all I say. And I go back into our room. Oh, and you're more welcome to come to our room.
I definitely think we should like all stay together.
Are these like modern rooms where, or at least maybe not modern, but like mid 19th century where they have the door connecting between the 2 rooms, or not?
No, they do not.
Is
Okay.
there a wall panel between the rooms?
No, there's not. These are self-contained rooms. Your rooms are actually on the interior of the structure, so there's actually no windows in your rooms.
Good.
You do have a
What's wrong?
downstairs. You know is where the down at the end of the hallway. I'm sorry, is where the common lavatory is and things of that sort. So each room is doesn't have a lavatory. So if you need to relieve yourself, you're going to have to leave.
Or
Okay.
find out.
Okay.
If you plan not to relieve yourself, then you'll need to make a
Constitution save.
Yeah. The check.
What if we have a
check.
pot?
I'd like to make a bladder check, please.
I was going to suggest that maybe we enchant 2 items, 1 for each room, so that if we need to go to the restroom or something, we can.
I am actually going to veto room shit. So if we're going to be going out to do twosies, we might as well be going out to do onesies. It's just to the end of the hall and back. Let's be adventurous and dare to pee outside the room.
Suggestion. If the first spell casting lasts 8 hours, it should be up. So why don't we go ahead and cast on each of us individually so that we can go pee?
Ooh.
You have that many crushed diamonds?
Yes.
And who?
Actually,
Did y'all deduct this from your inventory, or you just crushed diamonds?
Yeah, and what is our supply like right now? How many did we have to start with?
Kate, you're muted.
Why don't we put it in an object so we can just switch off the object who has it to go to the bathroom and just do the room since we're all in one room. So that's 2.
that's what I said a few minutes ago.
Yeah,
So,
that is what
Yes,
Raphael
thank you.
Kazini seconds Raphael's idea.
Oh, I thought you were talking about enchanting something to use as a latrine.
no.
Okay. Like a magical, never-filling bucket.
That no
No,
one can see or smell or anything. It's just
Right.
No one can detect it all. No one can
I
spy
didn't even let
it.
you finish, Ralph. You just started talking, and I assumed magical toilet.
It's not the Lehman's tiny hut. It's Lehman's tiny water closet.
yes. I think he may have come up with something for like military use.
Oh my god.
Okay. Well, if we're going enchanted object route, I say we do 2 objects so that
1
Raph
for each room.
get over to our room and then we all hang out together.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have the keys.
Yeah.
We'll also do the keys. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
that'll
Yeah,
work.
as long as we're in one room, we should be fine for one of the keys to stay in one room and then someone use the key to go to the bathroom and then come back. Yeah, that should be.
Yeah.
All right. So y'all enchant those sets of keys, and you enchant the room. Not a problem. There might have been like a minute last time. Who knows?
Only the shadow.
GM's fucking with us.
So you find your day is going by. You hear a knock on y'all's door. Hello? I have fresh bedding, linens, and things of that sort. May I change them out?
No, thank you.
Then you knock on the other door. Hello, I have fresh beddings and things. May I change them out for you? Oh, also, if you want anything to eat, I can fetch them from downstairs.
Oh, yes, please. I call from our room.
So she lets herself in.
Yes, please.
She lets herself in, and she brings a stack of fresh linen and things for the room. Are y'all just standing around fully geared up, or what? Yeah.
Well, I was playing with my dice set.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I have my robe off. It's just on the bed. We're just sitting there talking.
Right. She walks in and sees y'all, and she's kind of wide-eyed a little bit, and she sets them down. She goes, "Did you want food or beverage?"
A mutton, lettuce, and tomato sandwich.
I'll see what we have. If we don't have mutton, just a sandwich with meat on it.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
And,
I'm a goblin. Any meat will do.
Oh.
Ooh,
I didn't know
actually,
that.
no. Seriously though, if you have any, hold on, what is it called?
You don't see many goblins in this area.
Do you have any Kinespaji Spaldi?
It's what? It's where?
Oh, never mind. That's okay.
Here's what we have. I will post it in chat for you.
Ooh, ooh,
They have carp with garlic and whey cheese and a glass of whiskey. Steamed duck with garlic and millet bread, glass of rum. Baked phoenix and apple pie, glass of whiskey. And roasted dragon, which is not really dragon, she tells you, and plum pie, glass of rum. Or you can more traditional. We can use some simple eggs from chickens that are boiled, soft boiled, and some cheeses if you like.
Can I have the baked phoenix and pie and a couple boiled eggs? That would be awesome. Thank you.
Please
I'll have the roasted dragon and plum pie.
Please deduct the cost of items from your inventory.
Already on it.
She'll gladly do that. In the other room, she knocks on y'all's door and says, "I have fresh."
Oh, we're all in one room, right?
Oh, you are. Forgot about that. All right. And she goes, "Oh, and do you want me to drop off linen in the other chamber for you?"
Oh yes, that would be lovely. Thank you.
Okay. Then she goes over there, pulls out a master key and unlocks the door. Goes in, puts the linen on the table in the room, closes the door and locks it behind her, and then she wheels her cart down the hallway. She goes, "I'll bring y'all's food in a few minutes." And she repeats this process. There's about only 10 rooms up here. They don't have a lot of space. About an hour later, your food is brought up, piping hot. It's a nice, I wouldn't say breakfast food, but it's kind of how they don't really breakfast food. But this is what you get. The drinks are quite stout, but good. The food is quite hearty and fills your belly.
Nom nom nom.
You find your day passing pretty uneventfully. Is there anything y'all wish to do?
No.
I am sharpening my claws on the furniture.
I'm practicing my lute.
All right. Quiet over there! I don't like your music. Just joking. Damn kids and their guitars. All right, you All right.
Who's playing the devil's music?
All right. Give me a second here, please.
One Mississippi.
All right. So, y'all managed to hang out the entire day. Eventually, though, your bladders get the best of your constitutions. So y'all, each of you, one at a time, make your way down the hallway at different times of the day to use the restroom. So we have 5 people. So that's going to be 1, 2 for Raphael, 3, 4 for Blix, 5, 6 for Nick, 7, 8 for Pandora, 9, 10 for Cat. One of you, whoever's the team lead, roll a d10, please.
Can I do it?
Yeah.
Roll a d10. Make it public, of course.
Oh,
I'll make it public for you.
okay.
Reveal to everybody. Boom.
It's me.
Pandora, you're making your way down the hallway towards the lavatory. The young lady kind of comes out and she goes, "Oh, it's good to see you. So, why is a goblin with you? I don't understand. You don't really see goblins that much in this area."
She's
Well, I
potty.
actually don't see your kind either. Where are you from exactly?
We're from all over. We just like traveling.
I heard. She kind of looks kind of conspiracially at you, you know, like a conspiracy. What's the word I'm looking for?
Conspiratorially.
Conspiratorially at you. She goes, I heard the Kryn dynasty are sending all kinds of people over here to infiltrate our society. Is that true? She's obviously assuming you're from the Kryn dynasty.
Oh, I don't know about that. We haven't dynasty since I was born. I left.
Oh. Well, they're from all over, I understand. The Kryn people are. But anyway. And she kind of smiles, walks past you, makes her way on towards the end of the hallway. Make a perception check, Pandy.
Would you like it blind or public?
Blind. The third room on the right-hand side, okay, on y'all's side, by the way, Blake's, Pandora's, and Cat's side. The third door is you're kind of at the very end of the hallway where the lavatory is. But the third door, you hear a little. Somebody has cracked open and then shut it. Maybe a creak, but your keen ear kind of went. Picked it up and then shut. Quiet.
I would like to detect good or evil in that room.
You walk up to that door and you reach out with your power. Can you post that feature or ability in the chat if you can?
Mm-hmm.
So, you can know that if there is a celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as where the creature is located. Similar, you know if there is a place or object within 30 feet of you that is magically concentrated or desecrated. And it's kind of a weird spell because it doesn't really detect good or evil. It detects if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as where the creature is located. Similarly, we know if there's a place or object within 30 feet that has been magically consecrated or desecrated. That's a terrible name for a spell. No, you don't detect any out-and-out evil presence. Or within 30 feet of you. What do you wish to do, Pandy? Make your way to the restroom?
Yes, very quietly.
Alright. Make your way to the restroom. You go in. It's a simple lavatory. It's got an area you can wash, an area you can wash up. Basically, you pour water into a spigot above where you would stand. The water drizzles down, not like a shower, it just kind of drizzles. And then there's another bucket with some soap and some scrubbing stuff in there for you to clean yourself. The water's fresh, but the soap and stuff, others obviously using it. And then there's a water closet where you would, do your business.
I'm gonna just do my business and leave the wet alone.
Okay. Make your way back down the hallway, past that door. You kind of glance at it. It's still shut. Get back to your room. Go in. Your friends are there, all about their business. They kind of look up. Y'all look up for a moment when Pandy comes walking in, shuts the door behind her. So some more time passes. I need one more D10, please. If you roll for yourself again, Pandy, you just roll again. Roll again.
That's me.
Yes. All right. So, Blix, you find that your goblin bladder, while quite capable of going a long time, the wine and the drink and the food you've had for the past couple of days, the strong breakfast food they brought to you, you find that you need to go to the laboratory.
It is a very tiny bladder.
It is. But y'all have an iron gut. So you make your way down the hallway?
Yes.
All right. 1 second. All right. So one of the doors is shutting, and there's an individual in the hallway kind of bent over. They're pretty tall and kind of bent over. And they kind of are closing the door, and they're kind of lock the lock. And you notice underneath her cloak, as they're well covered, the swish of a grayish black tail going side to side. They haven't looked in your direction yet. What do you do?
I stealthily back away.
All right. Make a stealth check, please. They seem to be having a problem with their hands and their dexterity getting that key to turn and lock. All right. Yeah, so you make your way back to your door, or do you go downstairs? Remember, you got a key of warding right now.
I am going to duck into the empty one of the two rooms.
Okay, because you're all gathered in one room.
Yeah, I'm going to go into the other room.
Would that be Nick and Raphael's room that's empty, or Blix, Pandora's, and Kat's room that's empty?
I believe that everyone's in the girls' room, so I'm going to duck into Nick and Raphael's room.
All right. Yeah, so you quickly kind of duck in, get your stealth check, and of course that makes noise, so they were preoccupied at the moment. All right. Yeah, so you duck into the door. So you had your cowl on the child to be hiding.
Mm-hmm.
Please make a
yes.
Please make a deception roll, please. Or disguise. Well, you didn't say you did, so.
No, I didn't disguise. I just put on my cowl. We are trying to stay hidden, unobtrusive, unobserved.
All right. All right. You shut the door. A few moments later, you hear a as the footfalls kind of come past you. They don't sound booted, just like somebody's feet walking against the floor. And they pause just for a moment at your door, or at least in the hallway in your door. And then they continue down the stairs.
All right. I listen until I'm certain that they're all the way down the stairs.
Make a perception
And then
check, please. Give me a second. I gotta do a roll here.
Man, this is sketchy.
And then I gotta make a. Alright, yeah, it sounds like it's they've moved down the stairs and out of the way. What do you do?
I make a stealth dash to the loo, pee like lightning, and then stealth dash back to the room where everyone else is at.
Alright, so you step out in the hallway, close the door behind you, begin making your way down the corridor. and you hear a Blix, the voice says, comes back from the hallway. You didn't see anybody when you jumped out the door. Blix.
I look around.
Yeah, literally, like out of the shadows comes the tabaxine you saw earlier. And then waves its hand, and you see a ring on his hand kind of do a magic. Everything falls dead silent in the hallway. Pulls out a crossbow and levels it in your direction, quiet as can be. Let's roll initiative, Blix and myself. Let me get a thing on the map here real quick. I don't actually have a battle map, so I'll do it here on this map here. 1 second.
Uh-huh.
You are. There I am.
Uh-huh.
And that is the wrong picture. Oh, I did the wrong guy. Hang on 1 second.
Uh-huh.
Blix. And I gotta go here.
Hey, for the record, guys, I blame Pandora's roll. Just saying.
How was her?
Oops. Where did it go? I'm gonna have to use a generic thing. I don't have them imported in here, so I'll just pick something. Let me see here.
Please don't kill me.
There we go. This will work. This is not who it is, but wow, it's a lot. Okay, here we go. And we'll add y'all too. Alright. So, Blix, you see the Tabaxi pull the hand crossbow bow at you and preparing to fire, but you're just a little faster. What do you wish to do?
I wish to dart in, strike with my borrowed rapier.
Uh-huh.
I must target. Actually, I'm going to take my 20.
Oh, so early. Okay.
I am so early. I'm going to take that 20 on my stealth attack.
All right. Oh, great. Here they are. I got them. 1 second. All right. Good. I got the stats that I need. Good.
So it's trying to make me roll attack when I click on the rapier, though. Can I just roll and ignore it?
Yeah, you roll.
Or can I? Okay. I'm glad I took the 20.
Right. So you got a 20. So it's going to be a critical.
All right. So critical hit.
Oh,
37 points of damage.
You like come running forward really quick, slam in the rapier. It goes in between the little plates of their hide armor, and it slides into the gut. And you wrench the angle of it, and it slides up towards the organs. Blood comes squirting out of their nose. Their hand falters to the right. Their bow falls onto the hand crossbow bolt falls to the ground. They grab their nose as they look down at you where you stabbed them. All right, that's an attack. What else? So you moved
10,
5, 10, about 10 feet to get to him.
10 feet. And then I am going. Is he standing near the doorway to the room?
He is. The doors to the rooms are behind him, so you got to get past him to get to the doors.
So I am going to use my fancy footwork. Hang on 1 second.
Fancy footwork. You're so fancy,
Mhm.
fancy.
So my fancy footwork says that I can land a strike and slip away without reprisal. If I make an attack against a creature during that turn, that creature can't make an opportunity attack against me for the rest of my turn.
Okay.
So what I'd like to do is use the remainder of my movement to get past him towards the doors.
Which door are you going for?
The door where everybody's at.
Okay. Sure thing. Just give me
And
a...
I'm going to...
You can either try to forcefully get past him with an athletics, or you can do an acrobatics kind of maneuver to get around him.
Acrobatics all day. I'm going to even like parkour off the wall if I have to.
Okay. Yeah. So you've got the rapier up in his guts. You leave it in parkour, or do you yank it out to parkour?
Can I use it to help vault over him?
You can, but that would leave it in him.
No, I'll take it with me in parkour.
All right. So you got the your hands up against his body, and you kind of leverage it out, and as you do, you push
And
off
slide under him.
and feet slide up against the wall. And you really kind of go up and run over the wall. Quiet as can be, no noise heard anywhere, and you land on the other side where everybody is. And you hear you don't hear blood splatters onto the ground where you've pulled it out. That's your goal.
As a free action, I would like to try to yell to or call out to the people in the room if they can hear me.
No, you like, hey! No noise escapes.
Okay.
He's holding his gut. He spins around like kind of surprised at this grievous wound you've given him, and he bounds past you, just ignoring you, doing a full withdrawal from combat.
Yes.
But you do get an attack of opportunity unless you've used. Have you used your reaction?
I have not.
You could take an AO at him.
I would like to take an AO.
All right.
Can I hear any of
Nope.
this going?
Why is gonna be out in the hallway?
Now he has like a magic ring that's made everything silent.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he passed the
19 to hit.
Yeah. The Tabaxian stumbles down the stairs out of sight. On the ground right in front of you, flopping around, is a portion of his tail that you wiped off. And he quickly vanishes down the stairs. You don't hear anything. So what do you do?
I quickly open the door and duck inside and shut it behind me.
All right. Y'all see Blix coming to the room. The door opens up, and you're all kind of caught off guard. It makes no noise, but as soon as she steps past the threshold of the door, you hear her armor and equipment and her voice, and you see blood on her. She's got her rapier out, and there's blood dripping from it.
Blix, what the?
Yeah.
So a funny thing happened on the way to the lavatory.
Story before.
There is another tabaxi in town.
You show the
Part of his tail's lying on the hall floor. I think I need a drink.
All right.
It was just, he attacked me and it was so traumatic. I fucked him up pretty good though. I did. I fucked him up. Okay.
You finish him off?
Which room he was coming out of?
Do I remember which room he was coming out of?
Yeah.
I open up the door to the hallway and peek out to see if I can see anyone or anything out there.
The hallway's quiet, deathly quiet, but you do see the tail kind of going.
I go and fetch the tail and I bring it in the room and I tell them which door the tabaxi came from.
She holds his tail, and it's kind of quivering. You know, Pandora, that it'll do that for some time until the nerves finally die out.
Like a lizard.
Yeah. But y'all
I'm gonna keep this. I'm
grow y'all's tails.
gonna make a keychain out of this bitch.
You'll look at the top.
He attacked me, Pandora.
That's like me making a
Goblin.
here.
Rude.
Rude.
You're right. You're right.
All right.
You're right. I apologize. We're just a little keyed up from battle. You know how the bloodlust gets us, you know.
But she still makes the damn thing.
And I throw it out in the fucking hall.
Yeah.
Handing
So-
her my sewing kit. Here you go.
So he had a ring of some kind. I think it was the ring. Some kind of magic that has dampened all the sound in the hallway. That's why I didn't realize he was there. Before he could get a shot off with his crossbow, I ran my rapier right up through him and then headed back this way, and he took off running. But I did get that part of his tail, pardon me, Pandora, as he was running away. I didn't kill him. He escaped.
He did drop his hand crossbow bolt out in the hallway, too.
Ooh, did he?
Mm-hmm.
Just the bolt, right?
No, crossbow. Hand crossbow. Sorry.
Oh, I picked that up. I pick it up.
All right. Yeah, you pick it up, bring it to the room with the tail. And now you hear noise out in the hallway, and you hear like there's a commotion downstairs in the main room, and people were starting to come up the stairs. Can you shut the door to y'all's room?
Shut the door.
All right. The hand crossbow bolt's really, really nice. It is made.
Can I keep this,
It's
y'all?
made of some kind of ivory, like the ivory tusk of like an elephant or a whale or bones of a whale or something. It is. And
Is it better than my crossbow?
it's a hand crossbow. The quality is insane. It is extremely well balanced. It's matter of fact, it has little ruins all along the shaft of it. It's really tiny.
I claim this as my booty.
Get that booty.
He tried to kill me.
That's fair.
I'm not saying it's not fair. I'm just warning you.
No, I'll share. You know I'm good. Hand crossbow. There it is.
You know, God, I wish I could remember else down background stories. Who was it?
She said it was a nice one. I'm just gonna add
It's
like a
about
regular.
CK back. It's attacking right now. Poor Blix.
Yeah, so Candy from Zathras, your birth town, you do remember that some of the Drow elite guards, they weren't like the guards who would guard people, they were the ones who would go in and solve problems from the Kryn dynasty, had these weapons on them, and they were well known for their accuracy. And often the bolts were poisoned.
Did any part of the tip of this dart Blix?
No, nothing.
As you
Okay.
look at it now, you do see there's a gummy resin on the head of the bolt.
Just FYI, these are poison darts, so don't play around.
Got it.
You got it for serious.
I'll be good. I promise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my
and
gosh! Look.
Generally, the poison would paralyze their query so they could bring them in.
There's my tabaxi.
So, what do y'all wish to do now that somebody knows you're in these rooms? Y'all plan to stay here or what? You don't.
Yeah,
know
we've only
if
passed
this
one day,
individual-
right?
You don't know if this individual is working with the Kryn dynasty or with the Empire. Nick, you do know some story about them. Perhaps it's some backstory, but you're not sure why they. But you do also know where their room was.
Maybe
We
we
could
should
pick
go
up the-
investigate the room.
Ooh.
Y'all carry all y'all's equipment down there and get a little ward and go down there as a group or in.
Mhm.
All right.
As a group with our little key ward things.
So you're
Yeah,
all
we
getting ready
just
to do
need-
that, and you hear, oh, there's blood in the hallway. We need to clean this up. You hear a knocking on the door. Are you all okay in there? And they knock on the other door.
Yep, just tea.
We're fine, thanks.
Did you see
Still
what
kinda have
happened
to
in the
pee, though.
hallway? There was a tabaxi. I was worried that maybe it was your friend in your group.
No, I'm a,
No.
Oh, she's fine. Thank you for asking.
Okay. Did you see what happened? There's some kind of scuffle.
I did not. I do apologize. We were in here in the room just enjoying our day. I do apologize. We just woke up. We were eating. That was about it.
Okay, you're talking through the door. All right. And they go to the next set of doors, and most of the rooms are empty at this time of the day, but they do knock on a couple other ones, and you get, the high-pitched kid voice. No! Oh, I wish I could have seen it. I would have loved to have seen a fight. That would have been so cool. Get back in here, son. And the door gets shut. And here, we'll part the mess in the hallway. We'll get that cleaned up as quick as possible. And you hear them outside y'all's door scrubbing on the floor and stuff. A few minutes pass before they finally finish it up. Do you wish to go while they're doing this, or are you going to wait for them to clear up?
No, we're gonna wait.
We're going to wait.
All right. So yeah, y'all make your way out into the hallway after they're gone. You can still kind of smell that fresh tint of blood in the air, you make your way down to the door so it's on the right hand side of the hallway. It's the third door to the right. You get to the door, it's shut.
Check it out, see if it's locked.
Yeah, you turn the handle. It is locked.
I pick it.
All right.
We'll check for traps.
I check for traps and pick it.
All right, give me an investigation, please.
Sorry, I'm trying to reach over a cat here. You know what? Before I even check for traps, I kind of feel like I need.
Do I need to dispel magic first?
No, I kind of am hoping that one of you might also check it for traps, just in case I've missed something. I don't feel confident
Anybody
in my
else
ability to
trained
check this door.
Anybody else trained in investigation?
Let me pull that up.
I am.
Okay, you can make it.
Then it would be him.
You went blind?
Remember, this takes about 5 minutes to do these kind of things. Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
Blind.
I have to lay right there.
All right.
Right there.
Yeah, you don't see any traps as all of y'all investigate the door. About 15 minutes have passed as y'all have done this.
All right. Sorry, go ahead. I was just going to say, if someone will keep watch, I'll go ahead and pick it.
Who's going to keep watch?
I'll look to see if someone's coming down the stairs.
You're watching down towards the stairs. And Pandy, where are you watching?
hovering over Blix to shield her from any prying eyes.
Okay. So, Kat, you don't see any movement towards the stairs, even though 15 minutes has passed. Pandy, give me a perception check, please.
Perception.
Perception.
Blix go down the hole.
You don't see anything. So, Blake, go ahead and give me a sleight of hand and get that door open.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, in quick order, you get the lock to the room opened. Door goes, opens up, and you hear, oh, wow, coming down the hallway from where y'all were. It's that high-pitched kid voice. Looking past his door, it's the second door on the left from the bathroom.
I kind of
Step inside the tabaxi's room.
All right.
I glare at the.
Shuts the door.
All
All right, y'all go into the room. The room is pretty Spartan. The bed has been made and everything, but you see on the writing table, like you have in y'all's room, there are a couple documents up there. There's a little case on the table. Obviously, they were not planning on leaving, but that's about all you see. There's some, like I said, some documents and a little like a little travel case, scroll case, if you will, on the table. You see on the armoire in the room, you see some additional clothing here, but beyond that, no other kind of equipment.
Why don't we gather all this stuff up and get the fuck out of here?
Where would we
We
go?
can examine it. We can examine it later.
If we stay in this room, the chances of him coming back to this room and expecting us here, pretty slim. They would expect us to be in other rooms or somewhere else.
I say we hide out in her room for the day. What do you think?
In a tabaxi's room?
Yeah.
The great.
I thought the tabaxi was a him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say we hide it in his room for the day. What do you think, Rolf? Because we don't think he's going to come back.
You don't think he's going to come back to his room?
Well, yes, but he would come back, but he wouldn't expect us to be there.
Right. And then we could, I mean, 5 of us on 1 is not bad odds.
It'd definitely be a good ambush.
Yeah.
I didn't do too bad one-on-one.
I mean, if we ambush him from coming back, we can actually interrogate him and find out what's going on. Plus, this is a good place for us to stay until then because nobody knows we're in here.
Yeah.
Except for that kid. Let's go kill him.
For the kid.
Just
Come on,
kidding.
no need to be a murder hobo.
Not gonna let me kill people. You can't do that with a kid. Sorry.
Raph, you go talk to that kid and just kind of like suss him out.
No, I think best leave it alone.
You hear the door outside shut, and the father says, I told you not to be poking your head in other people's business, and they're making their way downstairs. But Dad, you know what I saw. He goes, shut up. And they make their way down the stairs.
Let's go in
We're
and
good.
lock the door and stay in here.
Yeah, let's do that. So who's going to start investigating all this stuff? See what we got here.
Before we do that, do we want to leave? Did we leave anything in the other room, or do we
You
want?
left your cloak, clothing, general supplies. Probably
Not the
extra
cloak.
diamond dust down there. Because you just don't.
I just
carry all
bought
the
it.
things, You know.
It has all my pockets.
So.
All right, let's go get
You were
the stuff and
maxing
move it all in
relaxing
here.
those rooms, remember? And so.
I sneak out and start gathering stuff. Who wants to come with me? And I take one of the keys and leave you guys one of the keys.
I'll go as well to collect everything.
Okay, let's go.
So so Kate and Nick start making their way back to the room, and the rest of y'all stay in the other room?
Yes.
Okay. So you're making your way back to the room, and as you're getting ready to open those adjacent doors, you hear, oh, hey, are y'all wanting any food or such this afternoon?
No.
No, we're
for
good.
the day.
Yeah, we still got plenty from this morning. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
There's a missive that came for you. It's at the desk downstairs. I'll bring it back up. I totally forgot. I thought I would see you down in the main room today. And
Thank you.
She turns around and heads back down.
Oh, thank you.
So she's gonna bring a missive back up to y'all's room.
Okay, so just kind of just be in the room, have the door closed, and then when she comes, we'll just open it up to get the missive or whatever.
Yeah, you and I are together, so we have to go in one room and then go in the next room because they have the key in the other room. Remember that.
But I definitely want one of us to be prepared in case it's something other than just a letter.
I can dispel magic if it's something like that, but otherwise, I mean, we can sit in the room and set a trap just in case.
Yeah.
On the door.
Okay, open it up a little bit.
Yeah, it's her. She hands you a little paper. It's got a wax seal on. You recognize it as the Balkans. What's his damn name again? Sorry.
Bombok.
Thank you.
Bombok.
Vineyard and brewery.
I thank her for delivering it.
Huh?
I thank her for delivering the message.
Okay, and she okay, turn around and heads away. Kind of held her hand out there for a second, waiting, and then kind of frowns. Just, okay, sir.
I give her a copper or whatever.
Yeah, give her. Yeah.
A copper or whatever.
She goes, thank you, and heads down the stairs, happy to have the gold. coppers you gave her.
Just 1 silver. Come on, man. Let's just be nice.
So she makes her way
All right,
down.
close the door. Let's get all our stuff and go back to the other room.
All right.
Okay, so we wrap up everything. We've got the message from Bumbach, and then him and I walk back over to the other room.
All right. You make your way down into the other room. Open the door. Y'all go in. Close it behind y'all. You're all kind of like gathered in here, slightly energetic from the situation you had. What do I wish to do at this point?
Check out the letter from the muck.
And read the letter.
All right. So he says, it's just the letters. It says, "I hope your days are finding you restful, my lords. I have had an extra bottle of wine of our brewery sent to the. We'll be arriving shortly at the hotel for you. Just ask the front desk for it. Plans are on schedule to leave tomorrow evening." That kind of catches you for a second there as you're reading. A caravan leaving in the evening.
And he's sending a bottle of wine.
Oh, bottle of wine will be arriving later today, it says.
Okay.
And leaving.
So we should probably stay in our room so we get that bottle.
No.
All right. So yeah, the day slowly marches on. Y'all waiting and waiting. Nobody comes back to the room all day long. So you'll have to cast a spell again because you know it's 24-hour days. So now you're going to be casting spell how many times? So 24 divided by 8.
2.
Yeah, so we got one more
One of
time.
the 2 keys.
24 divided by 8 is 3, actually.
Well, oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And if you include a key, you'll need to cast it multiple times for the key also.
Yeah, well-
How are you going to do it?
Yeah, because 2 keys, because we still need it for us to go use the restroom. So 1 for the room and 1 for us to go to the restroom.
So you double that. So 6 times. You have enough diamond powder for that?
Yes. We calculated out enough diamond dust to do each individual for the entire 2 days. So we have plenty of diamond
We
dust.
have plenty. Yeah, we have plenty of that. And then,
Gold pieces worth of diamond dust
How much?
so we
Well,
just,
was that to start with or where we're at now?
to start with.
Okay.
How much did you
So-
grind up?
750 gold pieces worth.
Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah, you do what you need to get the room secure again. The day passes uneventfully. Nobody comes to the room.
So while we're in here, we're searching through all his paperwork and documents that he has.
Yes, and so it's in a language that you. I don't know what languages do y'all speak. Hang on, let me see here.
I speak Goblin and Common.
Draconic.
I speak a lot.
yeah, I speak pretty much what he does. He has one other language that I do not.
Dwarvish,
y'all have
primordial, common, celestial, undercommon, and elvish.
I speak Gnomish, Deep Speak, Primordial, and Common.
Yeah, if you speak in deep speech, you recognize it.
Okay.
But it's written in a very cryptic way. But it is 8:44, and I'm gonna have to stop the game early tonight because I have to log into work and do a product deployment at 9 o'clock. So I gotta get prepared for that.
Oh, we'll
Okay.
have fun with that. This was fun tonight.
It was a good night.
It's about to pick up.
When is it not fun?
All right, guys.
Also, I'm proud of us as a group for how we did on Foundry as far as blind rolls versus public rolls and stuff. I feel like we're getting the hang of it.
Yeah.
I'm glad. All
This
right.
was number 14 or 15 session.
This was session number 20.
Wow.
I had like a book 1, book 2, so I'm on like 17 for my books, but this was a different order for me.
Oh.
But you're fine.
I was like, it's session 20 in my notebook.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to go with what Pandy says. So, yeah, I think Chris is right.
Well, we're both.
But right.
Yeah, I have to
All
restart
right. Talk to y'all later. I'm going to log off now. Bye.
my. Bye.
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 Night.
Bye, y'all.